Welcome back to Premium Option, the channel completely based on helping you learn and profit from the stock market and options trading. So today we have a very interesting options strategy that can possibly net you over 60% per year. Now, huge disclaimer here. Obviously, no matter what I say or what you see on the internet, there's always variables that will come into play. Nothing is guaranteed. There's always risk involved in options trading and just trading in general. So always be aware of this. Do your own research and due diligence, and just make sure you understand what you're doing before you hop into this. And even this option strategy, it may not be profitable. It's just one of the things that I came across that I thought I needed to share because I thought it was super interesting, and it's something I'm implementing into my trading strategy. But if you are brand new here and you do find value from these videos, I'd really appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel and also follow us, because it really does help out the channel, and we just want to keep pumping out content like this to help you learn and profit in the stock market and options trading. And if you are brand new here, we do have a Discord that's completely free. Link in the description down below, and we talk about everything from market updates to market news to resources for you guys and a bunch of other really cool things to help you become a better options trader. All right, enough with the shameless plugs. Let's actually get into the part that you guys came here for. So the basics of this entire strategy is that, well, first, it's a bullish strategy. So the main things that you want is you want to look at a stock that has good analysis, good news coming out short and long term, and then it's also a stock that you wouldn't mind owning, because as of right now we're not going to be buying the stock. We're going to be selling puts on it. So for this example, I'm going to pick a stock that I really like. You can do this with any stock, and you can change it as you go on, because every single month it's going to be different. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is click on Fubo. For me, Fubo has a lot of good things coming out. For example, the analysis on it, the average price is around $40, and a lot of people think it could go as high as $60, and the current share price is only $26.72. So analysis is showing that it is a buy and strong buy, which is really good. It's what we want to see. Their financials are extremely good as of year over year. And on top of that, the news coming out for this is also very good, because they just opened up a new partnership with a possible live betting service for their streaming. So for me, I really like Fubo. Again, you could do this with any stock that sells weekly or monthly options. So the next thing we're going to be doing is selling monthly puts. And the way we're going to do this is you're going to want to come to an expiration that's at least 25 days or out. It's really up to you, but the farther out, especially 30 days or more, you're going to get higher premiums, because that's when theta decay doesn't kick in. It's only after the 30 days. So for us, we're going to come to the 26th expiration. Once you're on the 26-day expiration or whatever you picked, you're going to want to make sure you're on puts, and we're going to be selling puts. Now, the first thing that I'm looking for, or the first thing that I really want to see, is I'm looking at the delta of these strike prices. Now, the main reason is because I want this delta to be below negative 0.25 or around that area. And the reason for this is because the lower the delta for selling puts, that's the likeliness or the percentage of you getting assigned. So if it's, let's say, 0.3 or below, there's a 30% chance or less that you're going to get assigned to this contract. Now, again, the whole purpose with selling puts, it's a bullish strategy. You want to collect the premium, and then once you collect the premium, you don't want to get assigned, because then you want to do it over and over and over again every week or every month or however often you want to do it. So for me, we're going to be collecting a premium for this, and I want to get as low as possible while still getting a good price for this. So for me, the share price is currently at $26.72. So we're going to collect a premium over at this $23 strike price. So we're going to click on it. And a few other things I really want to look at that I think are important before you actually look into purchasing this is you want to make sure the bid-ask spread aren't too far apart. You could see for this, it's only 6 cents. So if we get a mid-price fill, we're only going to be paying a couple dollars for that exchange. On top of that, there are a couple other Greeks, but we won't get into that. Another really important thing that I like to look at is the open interest and the volume on this. So for me, if there's enough open interest and volume at this certain strike price, that means I'm able to get in and out of this trade a lot easier than if I were to go all the way down and only get one where there's like 3 people in that trade. So all of this meets the criteria. It's a good stock, good analysis, great bid ask, a bunch of really good things. My delta is below 0.25. So then we're going to come here and click on one option. So we just want to double check we have everything right. We're doing a cash secured put for Fubo at the strike price of 23 with the correct expiration. We are selling puts on it for one contract. And the main thing, if you're using Webull, it really depends. But when you're doing a limit order, what you can do is you can click on this pencil and you can do the mid price. That will give you the mid price of the bid and ask. So it'll kind of give you like a decent fill. Now, once we have that, we can see that down here, our premium credit that we're going to be getting for this cash secured put is $134. Now, we can also click on these two arrows and we can see our max loss and then our max profit and then some other things as well. Now, you can see our break-even price for this is $21.70, which would be a pretty big drop off for Fubo, especially with all the good news that's coming out for them. But let's actually go into the math of this and see how you can actually make 60% or more depending on the stock and options trade that you're going to be using with this strategy. Okay, so here we are in the iPad to visually explain everything for you guys to make it a little more simpler on how the math will work for this option strategy. So if we remember that Fubo was at $26.72 for its stock price, the strike price that we were picking was $23, which means our collateral that we're going to need is around $2,300 if we do get assigned. So we need that cash, and that's going to be our max loss because that's if Fubo goes to zero. But that's going to be our collateral for this as a cash secured put. Now, the premium that we were collecting was $134 at that strike price. So if we were to do the math real quick, so we can see we're using the premium that we'd be getting and dividing it by the collateral that we would need. Now, if we do that math, we would come out to about 5.8%, which is the profit that we're making based off of the money that we're risking for this. So if you're making 5.8% and you don't get assigned this month, and then you do it again and you don't get assigned next month, you're going to be collecting this premium and adding onto your portfolio by 5.8%. Now, obviously, the strike prices will differ, the premiums will differ, a bunch of stuff will differ. But I'm just using this as a hypothetical example. If you were able to do this every single month and not get assigned, you'd be able to collect this type of a premium or this type of a net percent gain on your account. Now, if you were to do that over 12 months, you can see that your total would come out to around 69.9%. So if you're to do this every single month and you're to do it successfully without getting assigned, then you would be able to collect that much on your account and you would never have to buy the stock. You would only collect the premiums. And you would think that the premiums aren't that much, but when you start to add them up, 5% here, 5% there, every single month compounding, you can almost just slightly under, almost double your account just by collecting these premiums with these cash secured puts. Now, there are some risks that I do want to talk about, and let's actually get into those because this isn't a foolproof strategy. There always is a risk of getting assigned. So you do have to be okay with that. Now, that's why you want to pick a good stock because you're trying to pick something that's bullish long term. So if you do get assigned, at least you'll make money on the capital gains and possible dividends that it might be paying out. Now, on top of that, you will not get the same strike price. You won't get the same premiums every month. So this percentage gain may change every single time. So that's completely up to how the stock market decides it's feeling or just what you're looking into or what you find. And then finally, you always have to take into account risk because you always have to imagine what's the worst case scenario. Obviously, there's a 25% chance that you're going to get assigned. So if you're to do this every single month, you're probably going to get assigned a couple of times. Now, this is a hypothetical scenario where we're thinking that we're not going to get assigned. And if you weren't, you would have made at least around 60 to 70% on your account without ever having to buy any stocks, which is awesome, which is insane to think about. But again, this is the stock market. This is investing. Nothing goes as planned. So always be prepared for the worst case scenario. But I just thought this was a really cool depiction of how cash secured puts, how powerful they are. But if you guys enjoyed this video, if you found any value from it, I'd really appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below of what you liked and didn't like, and it really helps out the channel if you guys do that. And also, if you did want to join that free Discord, link in the description down below. It's completely free for you guys, and we posted it on a daily basis. So until the next video, I'll see you guys then. Peace.